Assemble true believers, it's time for the show. ComixDad's in the house with the books you should know. He's flipping through pages, the good and the bad. Superhero showdowns and villains gone mad. With a wink and a grin, he's your comic book guy. So grab your pull list, let's take this ride. It's the pull list, here we go. ComixDad's got the highs and lows. From epic wins to flops that miss, he's breaking down the books on the pull list. Superheroes, villains, and lore, he's got opinion you can't ignore. From indie gems to Marvel's might, ComixDad's here to set it right. Panels pop the story, so I'll tell you what's worth fighting for. Some books shine, some books fade. ComixDad's coming in, it's the pull list, here we go. ComixDad's got the highs and lows. From epic wins to flops that miss, he's breaking down the books on the pull list. So grab your stack, don't miss a beat. ComixDad's bringing all the heat. Tune in now, the verdict's in. The pull list, where the comics begin.
Hey everybody, ComixDad here, and welcome to the pull list. First and foremost, thank you all so much for being here about a half an hour earlier than what we normally do. Playing around with a new time because starting tomorrow, well, not tomorrow technically, really it's on Tuesday, but start a new job tomorrow, and I get to start a little late because I have to go to like the executive offices and do all the, the orientation stuff and whatnot and everything. Tuesday, for my first full real day of work, I have to be waking up at 4:30 in the morning. So doing this show at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night when I gotta be up, what is that math, 8.5 hours after the start of the show if I start at 8. um Especially because the show sometimes will go an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's not feasible. So I figured let's try doing 7:30 tonight, see how that goes. We do have a big show today, or at least a lot of stuff to go over. So I'm hoping the show will still be done by around that hour and a half mark or so. But we're gonna see. We're playing around with new time, with new starting times for this show, and then I will also after this week. Because this week I have Talking Shop with Jonas J. Campbell on Thursday. So after this Thursday, because I already told Jonas 8 o'clock for this Thursday several months ago when I planned this with him. But after this Thursday, I'm going to be playing around with the earlier time slot on Thursdays as well for the various shows I do on Thursdays. With that said, also for anybody who does watch the gaming streams that I do, which I don't do them nearly as frequently or as much anymore to begin with, those will probably be coming to an end at the end of the month because I'll be out of the house about 12 hours a day between the job and the commute and all that stuff, and got to make time for the family, for the comics kids and all that, and Queen Comics wife and everything. But like we will still be doing this show every Sunday night, and we still will be doing the Thursday shows on, well, Thursdays, at least for the foreseeable future. Those might move to Fridays, but I definitely want to keep Comics Couple Cafe and Talking Shop going. I don't have any plans on stopping those. It's really more the gaming streams that I'm going to stop. And also, I know Jose Taco, specifically last week, was asking when the next Comics Showdown Fight Night was coming. There we go. We'll do that. And last week I told him hopefully by the end of this week, but I wasn't making any promises. Well, good thing I didn't make any promises because I did get the script written, but after Wednesday, it has been a very busy week here in the comics household, getting ready for the new job with the kids starting school started school this past Thursday, a whole bunch of other stuff. We've been trying to just catch up on some last little bit of family time as well while I'm home before I start working all day every day. So that video will be coming sometime this coming week. It's just a matter of when I will find the time because I have to adjust to the new work schedule and whatnot. But yeah, all that stuff. But it's all for the sake of, having a real life job. This stuff is just fun. I just do it for fun, and that's all there is to it. If I can get to it, I get to it. If I can't get to it, if people get disappointed that I can't get to certain things or making certain videos, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But anyway, with all of that said, let's get into the chat, say hello to everybody that's here, and then we'll get started on our show. But thank you all for being here, and thank you for joining my TED Talk. But first in the chat, we have Brimstone going, woo, ComixDad. Woo. Thanks for being here, Brimstone. How are you, man? Sane Finitum. There we go. We're Sane, as we call him. Says, good day, Sarah. Sane, what's going on, man? And Power Keg Greg, the Mario Kart homie, says, yo, Greg, what's going on, man? And then Zane also said, so much new in your life. Waiting to see what the future holds in your house. Me too, man. Me too. But I appreciate that. Thank you. And then, like clockwork, without skipping a beat, Snooty Mims for $10 on Rumble says, God bless the comics family, and hail chat. Well, hail to you, Snooty Mims, and God bless you, sir, as always. Every time, whether it's on my channel or Queen Comics Wife's channel, whenever you're Queen Comics Wife is here behind the green screen, says, I'm here too, hi. But she's a ghost. You can't see her, she says. But regardless of which channel of ours it is, you come and hang out in the chat for Snooty Mims. You're always super generous to us. And we appreciate you, and we are very humbled by you, sir, every single time. But even just you being here is more than enough, and the fact that you decide to rumble to us on our channels, it's heartwarming, it's heart touching, and you are a wonderful man. Thank you so much, Snooty Mims, and this is for you. Yeah, Bully McGuire, let's go. Now, and just in case anybody was ever wondering why I didn't use the actual song associated with that clip and with that scene from Spider-Man 3, it's because YouTube copyright claimed me on that the very first time I used that thank you clip. So that's why it's not the actual appropriate music. But I tried to replace it with something as close to and just as jazzy as I possibly could. But I just realized as we were watching that 6-second clip that I've never explained why the music isn't the music it's supposed to be. But that's why. So, because fuck YouTube. Anyway, and then Sane says, hail to the snoot. That's right, hail to the snoot. But yeah, thank you so much to the 1 person here on YouTube watching, the 9 people here watching on Rumble, and the 15 people who have at least clicked on the broadcast on X. When we broadcasted the other night on X for Comics Couple Cafe, it said 100 something viewers at one point. I did not realize that wasn't live views, because X is weird in how it relays and translates the numbers during live broadcasts. It only translates the total views, not the actual active concurrent viewers. So when my mind was blown the other night by having 100 something people quote unquote watching, it wasn't actually 100 something people watching. It was probably like 2 people on X, but like 100 people on X either like scrolled past it or clicked on it for a few seconds or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's all that. Let's get on into it, ladies and gentlemen. For the week of August 27th, 2025, I give you my pull list. No, I didn't screen share. Damn it. Oh crap. Okay, let's try it again. Try it again. Take two. Take two. Take two. Sane says you have. I've heard that explanation 3 times now. I think maybe it was during one of my multiverse trips. I don't know. I may have explained it. I don't know, man. Who knows? I've been using that clip for so long at this point, though. It's good chance I've probably explained it once before, at least. But anyway, take two. Without further ado, I give you my pull list. Hey, we actually see it this time. So, as always, first and foremost, I have to give a big shout out to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Both the website and their mobile app. It's what I use for cataloging not just my pull lists for each week, but also just I use it to catalog my personal collections. You can keep track of what you've read. You can keep track of what you a list of what you want. You could write reviews on comics there. You could create various types of lists and categories and stuff for yourself and to share with others. And there's a community section where you go find people talking about certain issues or certain storylines or titles and get into threads and talk about that stuff. It's just overall, it's a really cool platform. So shout out to League of Comic Geeks. But I am not in any way affiliated with them or sponsored by them or anything. I just like their website and their mobile app. That's all. Now, what is this? What is this? Let's scroll down or scroll up. I don't know. I had to pull up the Rumble chat because Evie Mux doesn't translate the Rumble stuff over, but it looks like somebody did something. Hold on. We're getting there. Snooty Mims, what are you doing? Snooty Mims, for those of you who can't see it on YouTube or on X, what this means right here, even though it's blank, Snooty Mims gifted a ComixDad channel subscription over on the Rumble channel. Snooty Mims, and it was gifted to our boy Sane. But and Sane says, "What is this gift of Excalibur, legend and value that I have received?" So Sane, basically, what that is, it is a if you're familiar with what YouTube memberships are, it is the equivalent. Even though I'm sure you probably know that. But Snooty Mims, brother, again, being generous. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Snooty, when I'm gone from doing all the regular streams and everything, be sure to go keep Queen Comics wife company while I'm busy working or not live or something like that, man. She is she gonna be lifting the load moving forward in terms of the comics family's streaming responsibilities. So, and Basket City's here. What's going on, Basket City? But Snooty Mims again for the channel subscription now. Thank you so much. And we're gonna hit that clip again. Let's go. Thanks, Snooty. I gotta do a dance every time. I feel obligated to. But anyway, so this is just a quick overview of my poll list. We're gonna break it down by publisher here. But there's, as you guys can see, there's a lot of stuff that I have on the list this week. But we're just gonna get right into it. Let's dig in with our first publisher, MarvelComics. So, oh boy, MarvelComics. MarvelComics continues to disappoint 9 times out of 10, and they don't stop. It's not stopping this week either. But we're just gonna go down the list here. But first, we have an actual W for MarvelComics, the win. That is Ultimate Spider-Man, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Mark Cicchetto, the interior art and the covers by Mark Cicchetto. This series has been amazing since day one, since issue 1, and we are now coming into the final stretch here. We have, after this week, we will only have 4 issues left of this series, as it is only going to be a 2-year storyline, because then the end of this and the end of the other Ultimate titles are going to lead into Ultimate Endgame, which is at that point Jonathan Hickman is passing the reins for this new Ultimate Universe over to what's his name, Denise Camp or whatever the hell his name is. He's doing an all right job, but he's also a bit of a fucking activist. Those kinds that we hate that have infected the comic book space, at least the mainstream comic book space. But even though he is, I will say his bullshit has been kept to a minimum while Denise Camp. It's been kept to a minimum while he's been writing the Ultimates and doing the Ultimate Universe stuff. Just hopefully with Jonathan Hickman stepping to the side to go work on the Imperial stuff instead at Marvel. Hopefully Camp doesn't decide to let his freak flag fly at that point. But anyway, regardless, in the last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, we got a really, really awesome Ultimate Universe cameo. The equivalent of Venom, although it wasn't called that. We got to see what it looked like. It looked freaking awesome. And we are gearing up for the big bad showdown between Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, and all of his cronies, the who's left of the Sinister Six in the Ultimate Universe. To go up against not just Spidey, but also Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy, which is Green Goblin and one of the Mysterios. Because if you haven't read it by now, spoiler alert, it's not just one Mysterio. There is a council of Mysterios, and they all kind of take turns being Mysterio, and Gwen Stacy is one of them. That's why we have on the cover here, you got Gwen and Mysterio behind her, Peter and Spider-Man behind him, and Harry and Green Goblin behind him. Hold on one second. Comics Kid number 2, you okay? Give her something to drink, please. She's drinking. She choked on. Oh, that's what she choked on? Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Just cough it out, kiddo. Sorry, got the little one back here in the background. She's having something to drink before bed. But anyway, so Ultimate Spider-Man, absolutely 100%. Always pull list recommendation there. X-Men, current X-Men, I'm not excited by it. There's nothing really, like I said, Marvel 9 times out of 10, so every 9 books out of 10 are complete and utter crap, or at least something that is completely uninteresting. Hold on one second, guys. Anyway, so yeah, X-Men, I just don't put X-Men on there because, like I said, it's not interesting to me. If it was the days of old, if it was X-Men from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s, I would 100% be saying add the X-Men to the pull list. But modern day X-Men is just not good. Here we go. This is one of the banes of my existence over at Marvel Comics right now. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 37. Now, I must preface with the first volume of Miles Morales Spider-Man that started back in 2018. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. I didn't really have any major complaints with it. This volume of Miles Morales Spider-Man, and also in tangent, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, because it's really a Miles Morales story, taking place in the new Ultimate Universe. This guy right here, this clown, Cody Ziegler. He is soy lib tard cuck beta personified, professional victim, all that stuff, identity politics and whatnot. He has ruined Miles Morales for me. I have zero interest in Miles Morales anymore. I mean, Marvel was already kind of doing that before he took over writing for Miles, but I just was not. It wasn't as bad until I started reading the beginning of this current volume of Miles, and within the first 7 issues, which was what 2.5 years ago at this point, almost, because we're at issue 37 now. He lost me, and I am not coming back. But so fuck that. That one is going to be our first, maybe only, but definitely first trash box recommendation of the week. Go to your local comic shop, see Miles Morales Spider-Man number 37 on the shelves, and do all the other customers in the store a favor. Just grab that whole stack and throw it in the garbage can. And guys, I see y'all in the chat. Basically what I'm gonna do is, because it's a big show tonight, got a lot of books tonight. Once I get through each publisher, I will go through the chat. So just keep the comments rolling on in. I'll get to it once. I'll get to them, like I said, in between talking about publishers. But the Avengers, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Avengers. They're gearing up towards this whole big event involving Doom that they've been gearing up and working towards for forever, for the last several years now. Incredible Hulk, not reading it. Death of the Silver Surfer, not interested. Worn out on the Fantastic Four just because of all the nonsense with the movie. Phoenix, I actually haven't read Phoenix. I've been wanting to at least look at the first issue just to see how it goes. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Deadpool and Wolverine. It's unfortunately, I hate to say it, Deadpool is so overplayed at this point. It's lost its appeal, both in the comics and in the movies after Deadpool and Wolverine. It wasn't Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds that carried that movie for me. It was everything else around him. But in terms of comic book form, though, comic book form of Deadpool, he's just outplayed at this point. I think they need to put him on the shelf for a few years before they bring him back. The Mortal Hulk, or not the Mortal Hulk, sorry, the Mortal Thor. So I wanted to read the Immortal Thor. I got a couple issues into it when it first came out, and unfortunately, I just never got around to picking it back up. But this basically, more or less, I think Thor kind of loses his godhood and his powers, and it's telling a tale of Thor living the life of a mortal man. That's not what I want to see. That's not what I want to see for a superhero. That's not what I want to see for Thor. Thor is the god of thunder, and we need stories about him being the god of thunder. That's really dumb. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds, please. The little one needs a hug. All right, we are back. I am so sorry about that, guys. Had to give the little one a hug, a bedtime hug. But anyway, now we're getting into some more good stuff. So we have Imperial War, both Planet She-Hulk and Imperial War Black Panther. So for anybody who hasn't been watching the show the last few months, and also like I mentioned previously, Jonathan Hickman is currently writing Imperial, which is a current 4-part mini series taking place in Marvel's cosmic setting, cosmic universe, involving the Shar and the Skree and the Skrull, uh, as well as Planet Hulk. Space Wakanda is involved. What is it? Peter Quill and Nova are involved in this as well, and it's just been a really, really great read. It's been a fun time, and Jonathan Hickman is working on something really cool there. Um, for this Imperial War Planet She-Hulk, so obviously they're doing a couple of spin-off titles out of this event. So it looks like actually Jonathan Hickman is co-writing this with Stephanie Phillips. Hickman is basically at the helm for everything Imperial related. Um, Stephanie Phillips, I don't mind her as a writer. My wife loves her as a writer. She writes for a title out of Boom Studios. It's Boom Studios, called Grimm, and my wife loves that title. So I mean, I'm willing to at least give it a shot. I don't know how well this is going to go over with Planet She-Hulk. I don't know if it's going to be feminist slop bullshit or what, or if it's actually going to be a compelling and really cool story. But I'm willing to give it a shot because Hickman is involved and Hickman is at the helm for everything Imperial related. And so he clearly has a lot to say in terms of what's going on with this, even though he's not the only writer on it. So we're going to give it a shot. And then Imperial War Black Panther, I am really curious about this. I've never heard of Victor Laval, who's co-writing this one with Hickman, but I am curious in terms of what's going to go on with this, just because of the events of what's going on in Imperial and how Black Panther and how Space Wakanda are involved. I'm looking forward to hopefully another really cool, awesome story with some compelling stuff, some political intrigue, not real life politics, but like Wakandan politics or space politics. But those two titles, anything Imperial for at least the next month or two, I'm going to be talking up. I'm going to be recommending, just because Hickman is involved. Hickman's doing a great job with the 4-part event, and yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Let's skip over a few of these. To the Spider-Verse versus Venomverse. I'm tired of Spider-Verse. I'm tired of multiverse nonsense. like stuff like the Ultimate Universe, where like it's its own contained universe. There's no bleed over except for that stupid bullshit 5-part event with Miles Morales. But outside of that, everything is contained to the Ultimate Universe. So I'm okay with stuff like that. But like when we have universal crossover and stuff like that, like Spider-Verse, Venomverse, and stuff like that, it's so overplayed. I am so over it. I'm tired of it. It is what it is. Doomed 2099. Um, Again, same thing. It's more multiversal stuff. It's Doom in 2099. I want a Doom. I want a current day Doom. I don't want to be jumping around timelines and universes and all that stuff. I don't care. Bring on the bad guys, Mephisto #1 and Dormammu #1. So I have not yet read any of the Bring on the Bad Guys titles. I think it's supposed to be 9 parts with 9 different villains, but also each villain's story has a different writer. People are saying it's good. I have not picked it up yet just because I have so much crap I need to read. But also just Dormammu has never been a villain that ever interested me. Mephisto, I mean, obviously we know how Mephisto is involved in a whole bunch of stuff in Marvel, and how he has his fingerprints all over a bunch of things that happened, including one of the dumbest things to ever happen with Spider-Man. And I will leave it there because I don't even want to name the damn storyline because it's just so disappointing. But anyway, let's move on over. X-Men Tooth and Claw. This one I gotta read the blurb on this one again because I was looking into it and I don't remember what this was. How did 2 of mutant kind's most dangerous villains become part of Cyclops X-Men? Hank McCoy, by the time they ruled the world as leaders of Krakoa, Hank was a beast, indeed, as well as name, while Magneto was a longtime ally of the X-Men. Love you too, Comics Kid #2. Go to bed. Sorry, guys. Shocked by the inadequacy of his fulfilled dream, cast back into a world that hates and fears them, a pair of chance encounters will show each why that world still needs them and the X-Men. Collects the fan favorite X-Men from the Ashes 13 to 18 for the first time in print. Oh, okay. All right, so it's collecting a little bit of an older storyline, but I mean, concerned the writer is Alex Paknadel, so I don't think from the and somebody in the chat correct me, when is From the Ashes 13 through 18? Because it also says it collects it for the first time in print. So I'm curious if it was maybe an Infinity comic, like a Marvel Infinity comic or something, like a digital comic or something. I don't know. But anyway, we want to talk about real X-Men. We're talking about real X-Men right here, with the X-Men #138, the facsimile edition. For those of you who do not know what facsimile edition is, holy crap, we got a raid. We got a raid. We got a raid. The Company Boys have raided the stream. That's our boy Paul Hadouken and his boys that play games together. Paul, brother, go fuck yourself. Nah, I'm kidding, Paul. Hope you've been doing well, brother. He says, what's that with you, man? What's that with you? Haven't seen you in a bit. Haven't seen you in a bit on Hump Day Chinwag. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's okay, man. Hope you're doing well. And I thank you for the raid, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anyway, where were we? Facsimile edition. Yes. So for those of you who don't know what a facsimile edition is, facsimile edition is an exact 1-to-1 reprint of an older comic book, in its original form, with the same art, even down to the original advertising in the comic book. This one is X-Men #138, written by obviously the legends, Chris Claremont, John Byrne, who were the ones that just completely carried the X-Men through their glory days. The best time of X-Men, in my opinion. But this is a key issue in X-Men as well. After Dark Phoenix saga is over, we're seeing how Scott Summers is dealing with all of it. He decides to quit the X-Men and the fallout of that, but does it hold? Does it stick? I don't know. If you've never read it before, this is a good chance to grab it. And if you have read it before, but you don't have the actual physical book, the facsimile editions are a great way to be able to have a physical version of a piece of comic book history. Because typically they do it with key issues and very important, very popular older issues. So definitely go pick that up. Now we're moving on down. Spider-Man and Wolverine #1. So basically all this is just this is like another cool incentive variant cover of Spider-Man and Wolverine, which I think is coming up on issue 5 pretty soon. Spider-Man and Wolverine by Mark Guggenheim is actually really entertaining, and I've been enjoying it. I didn't think I was going to, but I actually have been. So go ahead and check that out. Godzilla. This is all now just reprints, second printings of stuff. Yeah, Imperial. Go pick up Imperial #2 if you didn't get a chance to pick it up a few months ago. Imperial, yes, absolutely. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion #2, second printing. Throw in the garbage can also at your local comic shop. Everything else on here, like I said, it's just all second printings. But yeah, that is it for Marvel Comics. Snooty, Snooty Mims, brother. Again, Snooty with another gifted subscription membership, whatever you want to call it, over on Rumble. And our boy Paul Hadouken is the one that gets it. Snooty, you're a legend, and you need to stop. You need to stop it, man. I'm not going to be around as often. You need to cut it out. But I appreciate you, brother. And again, Snooty, once more, this is for you. Yeah. So let's get through the chat here now that we're done with the first one. There we go. Saying said, God bless the Snooty Mims. Let's see. Basket says, sadly, Marvel and DC is that way at times. Yeah, talking about just the degenerate slop and all that stuff. Sane says, I have yet to read Ultimate Spider-Man. Do it. You need to do it. I will say, though, go read Hickman's Ultimate Invasion. I think it was Ultimate Invasion, and then there was another title as well. It was a one shot that Hickman wrote leading into the start of all the Ultimate stuff. So it was Ultimate Invasion, and I think it was just the Ultimates as well. Or no, it wasn't the Ultimates. It was Ultimate. I think it was actually called Ultimate Universe or something. But go grab those, read those first before you start reading Ultimate Spider-Man, just so this way you have an idea of what's going on with the Ultimate Universe, or this new Ultimate Universe, because it is a new Ultimate Universe. It's a new universe that the maker had gotten his hands all over and manipulated and twisted into a way that would be favorable for him. So go read all that stuff. Go read those first. It's I think a four series event and a one shot, and then go read Ultimate Spider-Man. But it's on the reading list. Okay, perfect. Basket City says, "Can you make the cover bigger if you can?" Yeah, I mean, I'll click on titles that I have marked as the pull, so I'll do that. But I'm not going to pull up every single cover that I stop to talk about, just so this way, because I'm not going to talk about every single issue that is available this week for every single publisher we're covering. I'm just going to touch on certain ones, but I'll leave the page up so people can see if there's anything else that they want to get. But certain issues I will click on the actual thumbnail for to pull it up, and so we can see the cover as a whole. So no problem there, Basket City. Reading Krakoan Age, I will read through to current. I'm diehard, even through the drivel for X-Men. Hey, I respect it. I get you saying I was like that with Amazing Spider-Man for the longest time as well. So Nexion's here. What's going on, Nexion? Says that's a good story. Hickman is the GOAT. Hickman is the current GOAT over at Marvel. He is the modern day GOAT at Marvel. Yep, Jay Hicks is fantastic. I agree. There it is. Company Boys raided the stream. Again, Paul and the boys, thank you so much, brothers, for raiding on over here. I appreciate you. There we go. Paul says, go fuck yourself. And you're good. You're just living life. I'm glad to hear it, brother. I'm glad to hear it, man. We got to catch up one day, Paul. I'll message you on Discord or something. But we will catch up, my man. And he goes, with the Spidey headbang emotes. That's right. That's what's up. But, Next says, next is DC. Actually, next is not DC. We'll be covering DC, but the way that I do this is that I cover based on how just how this website brings it up to me. So I go and I filter through, and there's a filter list here. Actually here. You know what? I'll show you guys. So when I open up this little tab here, there's a filter list, and I can filter by publishers. And literally all I do is I just go down the list, and it starts at the top, and it goes for however many issues, which it does include cover variants. and I just start from there, and I just open new tabs and go across the way. So DC Comics is not going to be second; it is going to be third. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We'll just go second. since you said DC is next, Nexion, I don't want to disappoint you, so we'll do DC next. But over at DC, we have same situation as Marvel. You know, a lot of dribble, a lot of slop, a lot of stuff that's not really fun to read or interesting, or even to some extent good to look at. But we do have a couple of things here. So, Absolute Wonder Woman. I have finally gotten around to start reading Absolute Wonder Woman. I only ever read the first issue for the longest time. I mean, it was okay. It kind of explained what was going on. It set up Diana, how she became this timelines or this universe's version of Wonder Woman, and all that. So I get that. But then after I got past the first issue, I went to the second, the third, the fourth, and I finally read the fifth last night. So I'm still behind by 6 issues. Excuse me. Two things. One, the artwork, it was good for an issue, but then from 2 to 5, it was just the same, and it started getting even sloppier in my opinion. I was not a fan of the artwork, and then the story itself. There were it took 5 issues for Diana to stop 2 monster attacks on the city, on the city as she showed up to save and defend. Um, it was drawn out more than it needed to be, for the sake of introducing some characters, which I kind of understood to an extent. But the only reason why this is still on the pull list is because I did take a peek at the first few pages of issue 6, and they changed artists. The art style improved significantly, or at least in the first few pages it did. So I'm willing to give it a shot. If my eyes can handle it, then I'll read through it and see what the story is like moving forward. The story itself is not terrible in the first 5 issues, but it's just not on the same level as things like Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Flash. But Absolute Wonder Woman is still good enough that I will continue to put it on the pull list until I get caught up, or if something happens that drastically changes my mind. But yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman though. Here, I'll pull it up real quick for you guys. There you go. You can go check that out. Absolute Martian Manhunter. The only reason why this is on the list is just because the Absolute titles have been my favorite thing out of DC Comics. I'm not a big DC Comics fan, and the Absolute titles, Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Flash, Absolute Wonder Woman, the one issue I read, and even these other couple issues I've read over the last few days, even though I wasn't a fan of them, it still has me more interested in DC than I have been in a very long time. So anything with the Absolute title on it, except for Absolute Green Lantern, that is the only one I will not recommend right now. But Absolute Martian Manhunter, I do have plans to read that hopefully in the coming week. With the new job, hopefully time allows, I'll be able to sit down and read an issue or two and see how I like it, and then I can make a decision on it from there. But just this is more based on merit with the rest of the Absolute titles right now than anything else. That's why I've been putting it on the list. But hopefully this week I will be able to actually read Absolute Martian Manhunter, and then I'll be able to not have it just be on this list as merit, and hopefully be on this list because it's actually good. But anyway, that is Absolute Martian Manhunter. I don't know what's going on with current Superman or Justice League Unlimited, but with Justice League Unlimited, this cover alone to save Doomsday. I mean, why save Doomsday? I don't know what's going on in this. I haven't been reading Justice League, but I mean, it's Doomsday. As far as I know, Doomsday is an evil monster, hell bent on just destroying everything, destroying Superman, destroying the world, and everything within. So I don't know why they would be trying to save Doomsday. If that's what's actually happening. Apparently, Apocalypse is coming again. Because how many times has the Justice League faced Apocalypse in the past? But I don't know what's going on with that with the whole Doomsday thing. I'm not interested. The thing that I am interested in is Green Lantern, and now it's not Green Lantern as a whole. it is specifically this issue of Green Lantern, and then it's going to be Green Lantern issue number 28. And the reason for that is not because of the story, not because of who's writing it, because Jeremy Adams, I don't know anything about Jeremy Adams. I don't know about his writing style or anything, at least with DC. I don't know anything about his work on this run of Green Lantern. But the reason why I'm interested in specifically this issue of Green Lantern, and also issue 28 of Green Lantern, and also the reason why I picked up this issue of Green Lantern. Oh no, it's green. I didn't think that through with the green screen. Well, for anybody who can see it, roughly kind of make that out. But the reason for that is because of this man right here, artist V. Ken Marion. V. Ken Marion is one of my favorite artists working for the big two and just currently working in modern day comics in general. He does a lot of cover art for a lot of different things, both in indies and a lot of cover art for DC as well. He's done cover art for Image. He has done cover art for Von Coleman, writer and creator of Phenomenova, and he's done cover art for a lot of other just like crowd-funded, small, self-published indie comic creators as well. V. Ken Marion also released his own book called Battle Chronicle Soul Striker that he did the art for and he co-wrote, and it was awesome. I really loved it. V. Ken Marion is one of my favorite artists at the big two, alongside Mark Cicchetto. And the reason I am excited for this particular issue of Green Lantern is because V. Ken Marion gets to do the internal art for Green Lantern. And it's something that he has been very excited about, by all accounts, from his posts on X. And look at this cover. This cover is badass. This is a V. Ken Marion cover right here. So was the one that I was trying to show you guys. Green screen mishap, says Sane. Yeah, exactly. But this cover is V. Ken Marion doing the cover as well. He's also doing the internal art on this. So I'm really going to be picking this up more to see just what V does with the art inside than for the actual story itself, because I love V's arts. I love his work. Like I said, he is one of my favorite artists currently working in comics. And especially working at the big two. Again, he does a lot of cover art. He does some internal art for some things. I think he's done internal art for Green Lantern Corps as well, that's currently going. I am really excited to see this. This cover just looks freaking cool. And so we're going to be picking that up more just because of the art than anything else. And honestly, the art in comic books is half the story right there. Sometimes you don't even need the actual writing. But that's up with that. We're gonna hop over to here. We're gonna hop over to Immortal Legend Batman. Now, this one is very, very interesting. And I'm going to be picking this up because Kyle Higgins is writing it. And for anybody who's unaware, Kyle Higgins has a long history with DC, but he has also been writing over at ImageComics as well. He is the creator of he's the creator of Radiant Black, and he is the creative head or main editor or conceptual conceptual writer, creator, whatever you want to call it, of Image's superhero universe that they call the Massive Verse. And the Massive Verse includes titles such as Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, No One, The Dead Lucky, Inferno Girl Red, and then the other subsequent Radiant issue or Radiant miniseries, so Radiant Red, Radiant Pink. And the Massive Verse is a lot of fun. The Massive Verse, I think, is my favorite superhero my favorite superhero universe outside of the big two currently going. And so the reason why I'm excited for that partially is because Kyle Higgins is writing it and he's involved, but also this is going to be Batman taking place in an alternate universe. Yes, alternate universe, but that's because all the Prime universes in Marvel and DC suck right now. But this is an alternate universe Batman, but it takes place, it's an intergalactic tale. It's like a sci-fi story. But I read an interview with I read an interview from that Kyle Higgins did, talking about kind of what this is, and basically what this is that it's Batman, but it's just space Batman basically. And then we're also going to have Robin and Nightwing in this as well, but instead of protecting Gotham, he's protecting quadrants of space. But it's still going to be a Batman story, but he's going to kind of He's taking the core of Batman and he's flipping it on its head and doing it on a much larger scale. And I am very excited for it. Just because it's something different. I mean, Absolute Batman is awesome right now. Scott Snyder is killing it writing that. But I am interested and intrigued to see kind of a different type of Batman right now. Just because I feel like Batman does need a little bit of a shake up. That's just me personally. My personal opinions, my personal thoughts, as always. But that's why I'm excited for this. So, Immortal Legend Batman #1, definitely gonna pick that up as well. And then the last thing we have over here is here we go. Action Comics #23. Now, what this is another facsimile edition from from DC though this time, and it's Action Comics 23. And Action Comics 23, the reason why it's so important is because it is the very first appearance of Lex Luthor in comic book form. And so this is another, if you want a piece of comic book history and you want a tangible version of it, it's a 1-to-1 reprint. The only thing that's different is the price tag on the cover. That's it. Other than that, it is an exact copy of the original Action Comics from #23 from I don't even know when. A long time ago. Let's see. Action Comics 23. Action Comics 23 with a cover date of April 1940. Cool. So yeah, you want to go grab this definitely if you're a Superman fan, if you're a Lex Luthor fan, if you're a fan of just picking up or just having cool items in your collection. Like I said, facsimile editions are really awesome for that, and I always will suggest and recommend getting a facsimile edition, pretty much almost no matter what it is, because odds are very good that it's going to be a facsimile edition of a very awesome tale from a very long time ago. But that is it for me for DC. Let us hop back over here and see what the chat has to say. Error of Fate, what's going on, Error of Fate says, I'm pretty sure from previous experience we should not save Doomsday. Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of confused on that. I mean, obviously I guess I got to read it to understand what's going on, but I don't want to know what's going on. I'm tired of sympathy for supervillains. I'm tired of writers trying to make us feel some kind of way for the bad guys. They are bad guys for a reason. They're villains for a reason. They are evil. They are monsters for a reason. It's because we need somebody to root against, not somebody to feel like, oh, well, you know what? I maybe just bad circumstances, or something like that. Okay. I don't know why I went Mr. Mackey there with that, but but that's yeah, it, for sure. Yeah, we should not save Doomsday. Saying earlier, green screen mishaps. Yes, when I was trying to show this off. Yeah. Well, at least maybe you guys can make out some of the art on it. There, if I hold it at a certain angle, yes, it's Green Lantern, so it's it's obviously gonna get caught by the green screen. But this is what I was this is Green Lantern #24 of the current run, cover by V. Ken Marion. It's a really awesome cover. You see Green Lantern's just summoning basically every weapon that he can think of with his ring. So it's just V. Ken Marion is, like I said, one of my favorite artists in comics currently. So Nexion says, I'm hyped for that comic. Do you mean the Immortal Batman? Or that space Batman, that like intergalactic Batman? Because if so, I am hyped for it too, and I can't wait to go pick it up later this week. Era of Fate said that's interesting. A cool interesting. Yes, very much so. A cool interesting. But all right, well, that is, yeah, okay. That's exactly the one you were talking about. I figured as much. But yeah, it seems really cool. And it seems like it seems like it could possibly have some tints of what Kyle Higgins did with his series Radiant Black over at Image. It is a story, or at least the first 30 some odd issues of it was a story on more of a galactic level, of galactic proportions, even though it took place on Earth. It had galactic implications. I think Kyle Higgins is kind of tapping into that, into how popular and how well received Radiant Black was over these last 3 years. I think he's tapping into that and using that for this new Batman title of his, which I hope so. But Uh, Sane says I'm waiting for all 100 of my Batman #1 blind bags to come in. Oh, jeez, that's right. I forgot they're for that particular one. Are they? No, it's not that one. It's which Batman #1 is it? Sane, is it the newest one or is it that one that I just talked about? That one by Kyle Higgins? Because I know with Marvel Ultimate Endgame #1, when that comes out in what is that? I think December, January, something like that. I know they're doing blind bags across the board for that, and the blind bags are going to hold different covers. The newest. Oh, they're already doing a new Batman #1 already. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I see the books when I go into this show with only looking to see what's coming up like a couple days beforehand. So I haven't looked at what's coming out next week yet. I will be doing that probably on Thursday or Friday, which is why I'm surprised by this. Which is why this is news to me. Why this news particularly is news to me. Like I said, I go look on Thursday or Friday to see what's coming up for the next week. This way I'm not like getting too far ahead of myself. And also this website, it's like a 98% accuracy in terms of releases and what's releasing on the particular weeks and everything like that. But it does have a tendency to every once in a blue moon be a miss and be off by like a week or two. But it's usually more with like creator owned comics and smaller publishers, not really Marvel and DC. But regardless though, I will be sure looking into I will for sure be looking into that at the end of this week when I go looking into what's coming out for next week for our show next Sunday. But anyway, let's move on to our next publisher. You plan everything 4 to 8 weeks ahead of schedule. Well, yeah, I mean because you run a comic shop scene, so you have to do that. I don't run a comic shop. I have the luxury where I could just kind of go in blind until a few days before. So, but I hope everything's been going well. By the way, saying I hope business has been booming. I hope people are coming in and picking up all sorts of awesome new comics, but then also staying to go through the back issues and pick up all the other stuff at your store there. I hope that's been going well for you, my man. But anyway, let's get into our next publisher. Our next publisher is actually going to be Dynamite. So now Dynamite, I don't have anything checked off for the pull list, but I'm going to basically give you guys the same spiel I do every week for Dynamite. Dynamite is heavy into the nostalgia, and they are heavy into the Disney IP. So like you can see that from DuckTales. They're doing another Stitch. The last Stitch series they did was Lilo and Stitch. This is just Stitch itself. So you know what? We'll check that because as much as I hate current and modern day Disney, Stitch is my boy. So in good faith, I will be a very hesitant good faith. I will be checking that out. But yeah, everything else though. So it's all just like 70s and 80s cartoon, 60s, 70s and 80s cartoon nostalgia. So you got the Silverhawks, you got the Herculoids, a whole bunch of Red Sonja. Dynamite loves themselves Red Sonja. You got Space Ghost #1, which is I don't know why this is listed as an individual book because this actually just came out 2 weeks ago. This is just a metal virgin variant, so it's curious why they have it listed here as a new book. But Space Ghost and Johnny Quest, Space Quest #4, Captain Planet and the Planeteers is the only thing on here that I will say avoid because I picked up the first issue of it for Queen Comics wife and I to read, and we both hated it. Thundercats and the Powerpuff Girls, I'd probably avoid this too. But then you got Thundercats down here, Thundercats Lost. They also have just a regular Thundercats main series going that's 18 or 19 issues in. Dynamite's just about the nostalgia, and I'm here for it. But the only reason why none of these are on the pull list is just because I have so much stuff to read. I'm going to be getting around to the nostalgia titles out of Dynamite, but Dynamite's not at the list of on the top of my list of priorities to read stuff from. So that's why we're just glazing over Dynamite real quick. Sade says, "Ohana means put it in your pull list." There you go, Sane. That was for you, man. Ohana means put it in your pull list, absolutely. But yeah, so that's just a quick glossing over for Dynamite as we move right into the next publisher, ImageComics. I love everything well, not everything, but I love a whole lot of what ImageComics has been doing over the last couple of years. especially with stuff from the crew, the conglomeration of writers and artists at Image known as Ghost Machine, and then also obviously with the Energon universe, with Transformers, GI Joe, and then also Void Rivals, which Void Rivals is the only thing out of those three for the Energon universe I haven't gotten caught up with yet. GI Joe I'm almost caught up with, and I've been loving it. And Transformers I'm fully caught up with. But next month, Transformers, or at least Daniel Warren Johnson's run on Transformers, is going to come to an end, unfortunately. Robert Kirkman will pick it up and keep it going in Transformers number 25 in October. I just read Transformers number 23 last night, and it's a good one. It's a good one, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Issue 24 is setting up Daniel Warren Johnson's last issue writing for Transformers is setting up to be awesome, and I am here for it. I can't wait, and I might even do a special stream for it. I don't know. I got to maybe talk to some people that I know are also really big into Transformers out of Image right now, and maybe we'll do a whole stream out of it, celebrating like kind of what Daniel Warren Johnson's been doing for the last 2 years with that, and kind of speculate what the future holds moving forward for that title. I don't know, but it's going to require participation from some other people to actually, be willing to come on the channel and talk about it as well. But Satan says Transformers and Void Rivals is killer. Yeah, I gotta read Void Rivals. It is absolutely is on my high priority. Once I get finished with the DC Absolute stuff, Void Rivals I'm digging right in and going into next. But anyway, so for that reason, Void Rivals is on the pull list for this week, because it's just everything else involved with Void Rivals, the Energon universe, everything, all of that is just crushing it, killing it, and amazing. So Void Rivals, I don't expect anything less out of Robert Kirkman for that. We have Geiger number 17. Geiger is something that originally Geiger was not part of Ghost Machine. Geiger was an ongoing series by itself at Image, but then Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, all the other guys involved with Ghost Machine, they all kind of came together. So Jeff Johns was like, hey, I got Geiger that I'm already doing for Image, so let's just lump that in, and we'll just be doing all the other cool stuff at Image as well, under this name of ours that we called ourselves. But Geiger 17, if you don't know anything about Geiger, go check out the first volume of Geiger. Geiger is basically a post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland, America, where this man Tariq Geiger, he ends up getting caught in the fallout of a nuclear explosion. He ends up actually developing, or ends up becoming a radioactive man. And he's going on the first volume was going on a journey trying to find a way to save his family. Or see his family once again, because they locked themselves in a bomb bunker when that nuclear weapon first went off. And then volume 2 is just kind of a continuation of his story after dealing with all that. The events of that first volume conclude. It's him kind of just traveling, going on. And there's other new players and characters that get involved, and he's trying to right wrongs and take on people that are really crappy, and it just Geiger is just a really well done story. You really feel for a lot of the characters involved, and Jeff Johns just it does a masterclass in terms of the story that he's telling with it. So definitely go get Geiger. Where else are we? Yes, Queen Comics Wife is excited for this one. So James Tynion IV, who over at Boom Studios has been writing Something is Killing the Children, which is one of my favorite titles over the last few years. He is writing the miniseries Universal Monsters: The Invisible Man, and Queen Comics Wife is really excited for this because Queen Comics Wife loves classic Universal monsters, movie monsters, including the Invisible Man. So this is the number one, so I don't have anything to say about it other than we're gonna check it out and see how it goes. But James Tynion is also a really great comic book writer. He's been doing a lot of great things in the indie scene, over at Image, at Boom Studios, things of that nature. So he's not part of the big two, so I'm here for it. Now, this next one, Chris Condon's News from the Fallout. I haven't read issue number 2 yet. I picked it up. I just haven't read it yet. But News from the Fallout number 1, the art style was very interesting. So basically, what you see on the cover here is the exact art style you get on the inside of the book. It's all black and white and grayscale, kind of this very rough, almost like charcoaly, like quickly sketched, like frantically sketched art in here, but it works for the story that it's telling. And Chris Condon, who's also writing the writer for Ultimate Wolverine right now, I really like Ultimate Wolverine and what he's done with that. News from the Fallout is just different, and it's interesting. And the first issue was just, it had me on the edge of my seat from basically the time that the bomb went boom, because if you couldn't figure out, obviously fallout meaning nuclear fallout. So, but from the time that the nuclear bomb went boom in this, all the way to the end of the first issue, I was on the edge of my seat, and I want more. I'm going to be reading issue 2 probably tomorrow. But yeah, definitely go pick up News from the Fallout, written by Chris Condon. Lost Fantasy number 4. Lost Fantasy number 4 is another great Image title. You guys have heard me talk about it in the past. Modern day world, fantasy world, there's a veil, kind of, or a border between the two. There's people part of an organization from that fantasy world that kind of come over into our world and protect our world from fantasy monsters and things that seem to bleed into or breach the border and enter our world. If you like detective and mystery type of stuff, but also like monsters and things of that nature and magic and things of that nature as well, but with also maybe a bit of a modern twist, go check this out. I've been enjoying the 3 issues of it so far. I don't know how many more issues of this they're going, but I hope they keep it going for a while. Okay, so it looks like issue 5 is the last issue that they have on the website listed right now on this particular website. So either this is going to be kind of maybe like Rook Exodus type of deal, where Rook Exodus was 6 issues, and then they took a whole year off, and then now they're releasing 6 more issues at the end of the starting in October. So that might be the case with this. I don't know. I hope so, because I don't want to see this end after just 5 issues, because I've been enjoying Lost Fantasy a lot. But go pick up Lost Fantasy number 4. Whoa, where are we now? Genna Naked Aggression is where we're at here. Genna Naked Aggression. The reason why this is on here is because I have been seeing people talk about this online more and more frequently. So there's got to be something to it. So I'm going to be checking out Genna Naked Aggression number 1 and 2 this week. And if I do, I will then be checking out number 3. But like I said, when this title first launched a couple months ago, there wasn't a lot of hype around it. I didn't see people talking about it a lot. But now, after 2 months and 2 issues, I've seen people that I follow on X and stuff like that. People cannot seem to get enough of this title. So it's worth checking out. I don't know too much about it, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But there's a lot of hype around it, and it's not Marvel or DC, so I'm willing to fall into the hype and listen to the people hyping it up, because it's not the DC and Marvel shows. So we'll leave it there. And then the only thing I just want to give a quick shout out to is just Ghost Pepper. Ghost Pepper number 1. It's a second printing. Ghost Pepper by artist Ludo Lullaby, or Lullaby, however you say his name. The first issue was really interesting. I have the second issue here next to me. That's going with me tomorrow. So when I find time tomorrow, I'm going to be reading it. But it's just it's a good start for an artist who wants to try his hand at comic book writing. It's another like post-apocalyptic ish type of world. But there's a whole bunch of stuff going on involved. There's like the governing body is some almost like a not religious cult, but like they basically took over and praised whatever savior killed or destroyed the giant monster that was trying to destroy the entire world several decades before. But there's a whole thing going on in the first issue. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but just trust me when I say go check out Ghost Pepper. Go pick up number 1, read it, and then you'll want to pick up number 2, and you can thank me later. Arafate's out of here. Arafate, I appreciate you stopping by as always, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful night, and I'll catch you later in the week. But anyway, so that is all that I got for ImageComics. We got 3 more publishers to go through. These next 3 shouldn't be long, because these are the ones that don't have a lot of books out. We have IDW. Oh, IDW. where do we start with IDW? Other than IDW, I don't think IDW is going to be around for another 12 months, or in another 12 months, to be honest. If they are, I will be very surprised. And then also I will say pleasantly surprised because that means people have jobs, both being comic book artists and comic book writers, and also people at IDW themselves. It means that they still have jobs, which is great. Don't like seeing anybody lose their jobs unless it's deservingly so. But IDW is running out of things, of ideas, of titles, of IPs quickly. All they really have left is Godzilla and Ninja Turtles. The Star Trek stuff doesn't sell, at least from my understanding, and the other couple of things that they have the rights to still are just not doing well. I mean, the first 5 issues of the newest volume of Ninja Turtles wasn't doing well, so they decided to. I think they got bad reception after the first 1 or 2 issues, so they decided after issue 5 to, hey, we're going to revamp the creative team. So, or after issue 6, I mean, hey, we're going to revamp the creative team and have a new artist writer come on in and take it over from there. I haven't read it yet because the first 5 or 6 issues were just that bad. I'm kind of hesitant and scared to, but this, I always love me some good Shredder. I always love me some Shredder. And so who is Dan Waters? I don't know a whole lot about Dan Waters. I he's writing something currently that I've talked about in the past. I couldn't tell you what it was, to be honest. It's nothing that I read, but I mean, I haven't seen anything about Dan Waters that has turned me off to possibly picking this up and reading this story of his. But it's Shredder, man. I mean, and also this cover's pretty freaking cool. I like this design for Shredder. It just hits different, and I'm here for it. So I am willing to give this a shot, even though Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles currently out of IDW, or at least the first 6 issues of the current volume, were absolute garbage in my mind. I'm willing to give this a shot strictly for Shredder alone. So I will report back to you guys next week once I have a chance to read this. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder #1. That's the only book from IDW out of the 4 that they're releasing this week that's on the pull list. All right, here we go. Dark Horse. So I know somebody told me that they have Nemesis Forever #1 by Mark Miller, or Mark Millar, however you say his last name, the legend himself. The AR at the end of his name really throws me, so I never know if it's Miller or Millar. But anyway, Nemesis Forever. I've never read the story before this. I've never read Nemesis before. So I can't recommend this myself personally, but I know people are excited about Nemesis Forever. So be sure to go and check this out if you are a fan of Mark Miller or if you are a fan of Nemesis. Like I said, I don't know anything about Nemesis. It's one of those Mark Miller titles that I just haven't read. I've read a lot of Mark Miller stuff. Nemesis is not one of them. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Dark Horse. New comics. Hey, there we go. All right, cool. We learned something new. But what I will say is Mark Miller has Huck Big Bad World #4. Huck is a very nice story that I like from Mark Miller. The first volume of Huck, Huck is a superpowered man with the ability of finding things. He's super strong. He has super strength. I don't think he has super speed, but he is very fast. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is super speed, you could call it. But and he has the ability to find things. And the first volume is kind of goes into his background and his mother and Russian experimenting with superpowers and people and all sorts of stuff like that. And it was really cool and an interesting take on superpowers and superheroes, or well, not superheroes, but superhumans, I should say, not heroes. But Huck Big Bad World #4 is just basically a continuation of that. It's the second volume basically of Huck. I've been enjoying it. It's trying to get to the bottom of figuring out what's going on. There's a super powered person out there hunting down other super powered people. I believe is what was happening in that. The last I read it, I read issue 2. I need to read issue 3. But I enjoyed Huck, the first volume of Huck, and I'm enjoying Huck Big Bad World so far. So definitely go check out Huck Big Bad World by Mark Millar. Masterminds #1 is the last title out of Dark Horse. This one just sounded interesting, and basically I'm just going to read this to you guys. I'm going to read you the blurb here, the summary blurb, and you guys let me know what you think. But this sounded interesting enough to me that I'm willing to give it a flip through and see what I think of it. But when an ambitious and troubled video game programmer dares to audition for a secret society in the gaming and tech industry, composed of cutthroat genius masterminds that promise to help their members achieve their wildest dreams, he and his rebellious coworker find themselves in a gauntlet of real life puzzles that quickly turn deadly. Are they truly smart enough to survive the mysterious game of the masterminds? So kind of like secret society type of stuff meets almost like a maybe Saw or Hunger Games or something like that, possibly, but like with smart people. But I mean, it's interesting. It seems like kind of an interesting thriller title. If you like a good thriller, if you like a good think, that sounds like what this might be. And I'm willing to give it a shot. But that's Masterminds number one. And that is it for Dark Horse Comics. Now we are on to our final publisher of the evening, Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave Studios, there's two things going on at Mad Cave Studios that I really enjoy. Speed Racer number 2. I picked up Speed Racer number 1 last month. And guys, Speed Racer number 1 was friggin' awesome. They nailed it. It's basically a modern take on Speed Racer, and they nailed it. I was really impressed with what the team here did, with David Pepos, or however you say his last name, and then David Tinto as the artist. The art style was great, but also just the story being told inside the first issue. Like I said, it was a really good, nice modern take on Speed Racer, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So go check out Speed Racer number 2. And then the other thing we have here is the Pale Knight number 4. I've been talking about this book for the last 3 months. I started it with issue number 2, not issue number 1, because I came across this title after issue number 1 already came out. But the Pale Knight, it's a story about basically a knight from the Crusades coming back home. The plague has swept the country. He makes a deal with death to try to save his son from dying from the plague, and so he has to then go and he makes a deal with Death, the Grim Reaper, to go and find a knight from the Crusades that was able to escape Death's grasp out on the battlefield. So our main character, he is tasked by Death to go do exactly that, and and it's kind of just the story along the way of our main character, Sir Hugh de Grey, and also his young squire, going on this journey to try to kill a fellow knight of the crusade to save Sir Hugh de Grey's son. But anyway, that is our pull list. Whole bunch of titles here. We're gonna get rid of that. But I hope everybody I kind of breezed through things tonight because guys, I got to be in bed by 9:30. So I got to be in bed in another maybe 10 because I don't have to be up early tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, I get to be in bed probably about the next hour or so. So I wanted to kind of breeze through today. I know we had a lot of books. I just wanted to get each and every one of them mentioned at least and talked about a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit the like button. Please subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys for being here. And also, you know what? When the stream is over, if you don't mind, hop back into the comments of the stream and let me know what of these titles for this week you are looking forward to picking up this week and check it out. Be sure to also, when you get a chance here, I will just pause for a minute on this screen so you can grab a screenshot. All right, and then I will scroll down so you guys can take a screenshot of this down here as well. And then I think what I'm going to start doing is after these shows are over, I think I'm just going to take the books that I add to the poll list for each show. I think I'm just going to go out and post them on my X account for everybody to see as well each week. I have not been doing that. The only times I've done that is when I had to cancel the show for like not last week, but the 2 shows previously from 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was just taking screenshots from my phone and posting them to X, but I think I'm just going to start doing that for you guys at the end of each show every week anyway, just so this way you guys have something you can go and grab and look at for if you forget what we talked about tonight. But anyway, guys, come back on Thursday. For Thursday is Talking Shop, a new episode of Talking Shop. And what's going on? Mayor of Orc City, sir, Mr. John A. I'm not going to say your last name because YouTube don't like you, but fuck YouTube. Well, what's going on, sir? Hope you're doing well. He says, bedtime? Oh, man. Buck the system. Be a wild man. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Yeah, Judas Priest. But no, Mr. Mayor, I start a new job tomorrow, so I have to make sure I'm well rested. But yeah, the reason why the time for the show changed to 7:30 for tonight, and I might keep it at 7:30 for next week. I'm not sure yet. I might move it up to 7 actually Eastern time. But besides, with the exception of tomorrow, I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning Eastern time every day, Monday through Friday, for this new job I'm starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's the only day I could sleep it a little bit because I have to go to their main offices and go do orientation and all that stuff, and they don't want me there till 9 o'clock. So I get to do that. But but anyway, guys, thank you so much. Again, Thursday, yes, Thursday, talking shop with my guest Jonas J. Campbell, contributor and editor for That Park Place, producer for WDW Pro over on YouTube and the WDW Pro channel and show. Also, he is on the Monday Hangover with over on the Drunk 3PO channel, or well, what is it? No, it's still called Drunk 3PO. I don't think Jay has changed the name of the channel yet. But the Monday Hangover over there with Jay, Drunk 3PO, Mo Zamboni, Epic Mike, Blaine from Criticless, who's been on the show before, Mo's been on the show before, and also Sevi. But that should be a fun time on Thursday. Come on back for that. And then on Friday, and the reason why I still have my screen share up is because Vaughn Coleman, creator of Phenomenova, one of the best self-published indie comics out there right now, in my opinion, along with a handful of other titles by several other awesome indie comic creators as well. But Vaughn Coleman is going to be on the channel Friday night. We are going to be talking the current campaign for Phenomenova #3. It is doing well. It's got 7 days to go. He's almost at the 10K mark for the Kickstarter. And Vaughn has a history of delivering on time, and making sure everybody gets their books and everything like that. I actually met Vaughn at a comic convention that was somewhat kind of local. He was out sort of this way, not this weekend, but last weekend. So it was cool to get to meet him. Shot the shit with him a little bit, talked with him for about a good 20 minutes or so at the convention, just hanging out. He's a good dude. Go back what he's doing here on Kickstarter. Phenomenova is a great read. It's a great time. You can read Phenomenova #1 and #2 on Global Comics, but also you can go to his website, rebeloasis.com, I believe, or rebeloasisstudios.com, I think is the website, and you can go order issues, or you go buy issues #1 and 2 of Phenomenova there on his website. But that's gonna be a fun time. And then this just came in the last few days, but on Friday, September 19th, I think is the date, right? Let's see. What's that Friday? Yep, Friday, September 19th. I'm going to have Dave Brink of Genuine Comics himself. Mr. Brink is going to be coming on the show. We're going to be talking about his very well received, very popular indie title, Perfect 10. And we're going to be talking about the campaign for issue 6 of Perfect 10 and also the Perfect 10 collection, because issue 6 is going to be the last issue of his Perfect 10 title. And so he's doing a campaign for not just issue 6, but also for the collected works of issues 1 through 6. And he's going to be coming on in September. We're going to be talking about that. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention as well. The Perfect Collection and Perfect 10 issue 6 is currently going on Fund My Comic, but he did tell me he will have ones going for Kickstarter and Indiegogo at some point as well. So be sure to check those out and support him. I hear a lot of great things about Perfect 10. I unfortunately have not been able to check out Perfect 10 yet, but this is going to be kind of my chance to, because it's just going to this campaign is going to collect all 6 issues of Perfect 10. So be sure to check that out. But that's not for another 3 weeks or so. But I just wanted to let everybody know, because that is something that developed over the last few days. But yeah, everybody, this is the pull list. We're gonna go through it one more time, and then we're gonna say our goodbyes. But so let's start at the top here. And Jose Taco is here. What's going on, Jose Taco? How are you, brother? Ed Bear of Work City said, "Really, what are you doing?" I am going to, the job I am taking is I am going to be basically supervising a site for that manages waste and trash and things like that for a specific company in a specific part of a specific state. And I will leave it at that. But yeah, it's a 5:30 a.m. show up time, so I gotta be up at 4:30 a.m. every day, just except for tomorrow. But I'm gonna get up that early anyway because I need to. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I set my alarm for 5 a.m. this morning, and I hit snooze, and I woke up at 5:10. So I got some work to do. So I got to set my alarm for 4:30 tomorrow morning, even though I don't have to be out the door till 7:30. Anyway, let's get through just a quick recap of the poll list for this week, and then I'll let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and I'm gonna go get ready for bed. But anyway, out of DC Comics, we have Absolute Martian Manhunter number 6, Absolute Wonder Woman number 11, Action Comics number 23, the Facsimile Edition, which features the very first appearance of Lex Luthor, Image Comics Genna Naked Aggression number 3, Geiger number 17. Again, DC Comics Green Lantern number 26, which is going to be featuring V. Ken Marion as the internal artist, which is why it's on this poll list. V. Ken Marion is one of the best artists at Marvel and DC right now, alongside the likes of Mark Cicchetto and a handful of other artists. That's why Green Lantern is on this list this week. At Dark Horse Comics, Huck Big Bad World number 4. Again, out of DC, Immortal Legend Batman number 1. Marvel Comics Imperial War Black Panther number 1. Imperial War Planet She-Hulk number 1. Image Comics Lost Fantasy number 4. Dark Horse Comics Mastermind number 1. News from the Fallout out of Image Comics number 3. Mad Cave Studios The Pale Knight number 4. Speed Racer number 2. Marvel Comics Spider-Man and Wolverine. This is just another reprint variant cover of Spider-Man and Wolverine number 1. Dynamite Stitch number 1. IDW Publishing TMNT Shredder number 1. Marvel Comics Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. Image Comics Universal Monsters The Invisible Man number 1. Image Comics Void Rivals number 22. And Marvel Comics The X-Men number 138 Facsimile Edition. Now, normally I've been giving you guys my one like kind of top overall book for the week to look out for. But because this is such a big list for this week, and it's such a massive and just all-star list for a bunch of good stuff coming out, I'm going to give you guys 2. So my 2 are going to be, obviously, we're going to go with Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. Because Ultimate Spider-Man is my top pick anytime it shows up month after month. So it'll be really sad once it's gone after December or January, whenever it ends. But Ultimate Spider-Man number 20 is going to be my first top pick for this week. And then my other top pick for this week is actually going to be Immortal Legend Batman number 1. And that is kind of like my surprise top pick. But I'm really interested to see what Kyle Higgins is going to do. Kyle Higgins has a history at DC writing Batman and other Batman adjacent titles and other things. But now he's bringing in kind of his own flavor from what he's doing with Radiant Black over at Image Comics. So hopefully it'll be a very nice change of pace for Batman, and give us a really cool story. But yeah, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Taco, I mentioned it at the start of the show because I know you were asking last week. So I did write the script for the new Comics Showdown, but after Wednesday, we got very busy here in the comics household. The kids started school on Thursday. We adopted a dog. So that's been a thing. What else? We were just kind of going around picking up stuff, getting ready for me for the new job to start tomorrow, trying to get some last minute, spending a little extra time with the kids and with the wife, just because I'm not going to have the free time on my hands to have over the last 3 months. So between all that, we did a lot of running around, groceries, the typical stuff, all that kind of running around, stuff like that as well. So Jose Taco, the video is not done. The script is written. I have not recorded it. I'm going to record it. I'm going to edit it. I just need to find time. We're going to see what it's like with this new job, because it's a 10-hour a day, 5-day a week job that I'm starting tomorrow. And it starts at 5:30 in the morning. So, so I told you I would most likely have it done by the end of this weekend. Well, the most likely part didn't happen. It was the least likely scenario. Because like I said, stuff came up that I kind of wasn't expecting, but I will be seeing what I can make happen with this new change in terms of my schedule and the new job and life and everything like that. But I will be sure to let you know, man. But I appreciate you being here, Jose Taco, and I appreciate everybody being here. The one person hanging out on YouTube, the 10 people watching on Rumble, and the 49 people who have come and gone over on X. Even though it shows as 49, it's not 49 people currently watching on X. It's how many people have clicked on the broadcast on X. So it's not a current live count. It's not concurrent views, but it is just total views. But anyway, thank you to everybody though on YouTube, on X, on Rumble for watching, for hanging out this Sunday night. I appreciate y'all for being here, and I will let y'all know later in the week if we're going to keep the 7:30 time slot for this show moving forward, or if we're going to push it up to 7 just because of the time I have to start waking up in the mornings. But I don't know. And again, just quick shout out to both Paul Hadouken and his boys, the company boys, for the raid on the stream earlier, and also for Snooty Mims for the Rumble rant, and not one but 2 gifted subscriptions to the channel here on Rumble. I appreciate you guys all for being here, for your support, for the raid, for the gifties, the rant, all that good stuff. But overall, most importantly, I just appreciate you guys all being here, hanging out with me on a Sunday night, listen to me talk about comics and ramble on and 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 on, because I know I find myself annoying at times. I know the wife finds me annoying at times in a loving way. But I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. And and the last thing, everybody, please, please, please make sure to go and check out Queen Comics Wife's channel if you haven't done so already. It is Queen Comics Wife, all one word. She is on YouTube and on Rumble. You can also follow her over on X. She is going to be, after this week, she is going to be picking up the streaming duties in the comics household, because I will be taking a step back, not from doing all my streaming shows, but I'm just going to be doing Sundays and Thursdays moving forward. That's pretty much going to be it after this week, because I want to meet my Rumble requirements for the creator program for the month of August. But then after that, I'm probably not going to be worried about that moving over, because I'll be working. So I'll be making money other ways. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much again for being here. I appreciate you all. Let's see who is currently live on Rumble that we can maybe raid over to. Yeah, we'll do this. So everybody on Rumble, I'm gonna set up a raid, and I'm gonna send you guys over to our buddy Power Keg Greg, who was in the chat at the beginning of the stream. So thank you guys so much for being here. YouTube folk, for the one person here on YouTube watching, I hope you have a great night. I go check out, I don't know who's live on YouTube right now, so just go check out somebody and tell them I sent you. Just anybody, pick somebody and just tell them I sent you anyway. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all Thursday. But until then, remember, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, support your local comic shops, because every Wednesday is New Comic Book Day, and that's the point of this show. But support your local comic shops, support independent comic creators, and support small content creators like myself, my wife, Queen Comics Wife, Paul Hadouken and the Company Boys, Power Keg Greg, who we're going to be raiding over to on Rumble, and so many other friends of the channel. But until Thursday, folks, I'll see you around. Y'all take care. Thank you so much.